Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. So this is just going to be a quick little video to help out those of you who are new to harps and you have a little 15-string harp that you probably got on Amazon or something. These go under the brand names of Aklot, or Lotmusic has some. There's a couple different brands out there, but it will look just like this. And something that I've heard complaints about, but hadn't experienced until I got this particular harp, was it's hard to keep in tune. It comes off the little pegs. So since you are not a harp person, I'm going to go ahead and tell you what all these little pegs are called, and how to keep it in tune better and how to tune it up. And yeah, all the little tricks you can use to basically make this into a very usable harp instead of a really frustrating instrument that you wouldn't know about unless you were familiar with harps. So here we go. If you know how to tune your harp and you feel like you're tuning it to the correct notes, but it's slipping out of tune super quickly, maybe even as you're tuning it, it's slipping out of tune. A certain amount of that is normal with a harp, especially a new harp, because the nylon strings are super stretchy. So they may be stretching and you'll need to tune it again and again over a period of a couple weeks before it will be kind of stable. That happens. But as I noticed when I was tuning up this harp, there's also a phenomenon that can happen called peg slipping. And that seems to be really common from comments that I've heard from people about these 15-string harps. But do not fear, because this is a super easy fix, and I am going to show you exactly how to do it. Another problem that you may be having, and this is a related issue, is these little pins down here are called your bridge pins. These don't have anything to do with tuning, and they just keep the strings at the right height for your harp. And you may have a problem where your strings are slipping out of the little groove and sitting kind of back on the bridge pin. And that will cause your strings to not only be sort of out of alignment, but it will also make them a little buzzy, and you don't want it. But the good news is it's related to the exact same issue that causes the slipping of tuning pegs. So I'm going to show you how to fix that too. Okay, so the first thing that you need to know about tuning pegs is that they are set up kind of an interesting way. The tuning pegs taper. They are larger on one side and kind of smaller on the other side. And the holes in your harp are the same way. They're larger on one side than on the other. So when you are tuning, if you push it in just a little bit, that will cause the tuning peg to stay more sturdy, and it won't slip, and you won't lose the tuning on your strings. And it can be kind of difficult to know how you're supposed to push it in. Now, the bridge pin issue is also related, because if you're pushing the tuning peg in farther, then it comes out farther on this side, and then it is more able to align with that groove in the bridge pin. So I'm going to show you this picture because it really illustrates. You can see the tuning pegs on the right side when the harp is sitting on your lap. They have a little kind of groove in them. And I think that is meant to show where the tuning pegs ideally should be sitting in relation to the hole that they go into on the harp. And as you can see, some of them that groove is really far out from the hole, and some of them it's closer in. And that's because I've done this trick on a couple of these tuning pegs already before I realized that it was really affecting most of the harp. So you may have to do this with all of them, and that's okay. So I'm going to bring you in a little closer to sort of give you an idea of how this will work. So ideally, you've got one of your tuning pins and it's poking out a little too far. It's slipping, it's either coming off the bridge pin or it's slipping in its tuning, so you know that it's an issue. So then what you're going to want to do is take your tuning key, and this looks a little different from the one that comes with the harp. If you can find one that you can grip like this, that does make it easier, but it will work just fine with the ones that come with it also. So you're going to want to put it on the tuning key, and we're tuning it up because presumably you're doing this because your tuning is slipping too low. So what we're going to do is we're going to put our hands kind of full force on here, and we're going to hold the harp with this other hand, and we're going to push really hard as we turn. Now, I'd like to qualify that really hard statement. I do not have a lot of upper body strength, so I have to push really hard. But if you're, like a big guy, probably don't push super hard because the intent is not to like smush it in there. We really just want to get it in there a little bit farther so it will catch a little bit better on the narrower part of the hole. So what we're going to do is we're going to pluck the string, and then we're going to push and turn it higher, and then it sticks in there a little bit better. You can see the little notch that shows how far it is in has definitely gotten closer. And you can see on this side that that tuning pin is now sticking, if I turn it, a little bit further out on this side. And that's what we want to do. Easy peasy. Now, if you're pushing it in as hard as you can and it's still slipping and still not working for you, there is another thing you can try. There's a kind of special glue almost called Pin Tight. And I'll put a link to that down in the description. And you can kind of squeeze that in around both sides of the tuning peg. It will make it significantly harder to turn, but also will prevent slipping. So, all right, and that is the super duper easy fix that will eliminate your tuning issues and your bridge pin issues on these small little 15-string harps. I hope that that was helpful for you and that you're now able to use these as beautiful musical instruments and just make all kinds of beautiful noise. If you have any questions, please do feel free to ask me in the comments because I love to get back to you guys. Super happy always to answer any questions. And if you would like to buy one of these harps, I will put in the description a link to a couple ones that I personally have bought, so I know that they're pretty good quality. This one, and also my little Aklot wood-colored 15-string. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have an absolutely wonderful day. Thank you all so much for watching. If you would like to subscribe to my channel, go ahead and click on that subscription button right up there. Otherwise, if you would like to join my Patreon or buy me a coffee, the links to those are down in the description. I hope you have an absolutely wonderful day.